So everyone, again, this is your teacher Tatiana. Welcome to our English class. Yeah. And let's start now with our English class. This is the first part of our lesson. It says we need to choose the correct option here. And it says, it is cold and raining. The taxi just arrived. Hurry up! And the car. When we say hurry up, it's like move quickly, quickly, move quickly. The car, etc. So here we have these options. A, get on. B, get in. C, get out. D, get away. Get away. So here, think about it. Think about a phrasal verb, the best option that we can choose to complete that sentence. The correct option here is the second one, the B option, get in, get in. For example, it says, it is cold and raining. The taxi just arrived. Hurry up, hurry up. Get in and get in the car. So this is the correct option. And remember that this is the vocabulary that we are going to learn in today's lesson. Phrasal verbs. I will try to explain everything in slow English so that everyone can understand this lesson. Beginners, intermediate, people who are in an intermediate or advanced, you can change the speed of the video if you think that it is slow, okay? If you think that it is too slow. So let's get started. What's a phrasal verb? A phrasal verb is a verb plus a small word. For example, in, on, out, over, away, and there are many more small words we use with this, with other verbs to create a phrasal verb. So the thing with this is that we need to study them, and we need to learn their meaning, their definition, how we conjugate them, and also learn them in examples, in context, in a complete sentence, because some phrasal verbs have many different meanings. So this is something we must learn in English. Let's continue. An example. This is a verb, the verb get. Get. So this verb itself means receive. Receive. So you can say, I got many presents on my last birthday. Or you can also say, I received many presents or gifts on my last birthday. So this is the verb. Now, let's see an example using get plus a small word like up. Up is a small word. So get up, get up. This is a phrasal verb, and the meaning is different. It is not a receive anymore. It has a different meaning. The meaning is leave your bed. Leave your bed. For example, I usually get up very early, or I usually get up at 7 a.m., etc. Okay, so this is a phrasal verb. Now that the most important concept, yes, phrasal verb, is clear for us, we can continue with the class. We can continue learning we're gonna learn 7, yes, of the most common phrasal verbs you can use in your daily conversations. In these phrasal verbs, all of the 7 that we will learn today are with get. This is the first part of this lesson, because we have we have many phrasal verbs with get, and this is the first part. Let's start. Number 1. Phrasal verb number 1. Get on. Get on. This phrasal verb means board a large vehicle like bus, train, plane, or bike. When I say bike, I mean bicycle. So this is the meaning when you board a large vehicle. Okay? When you enter to these vehicles. For example number 1. I got on. When you speak, we tend to link the words. So got on, we link and we say got on, run. We got on the bus to go to work. We got on the bus to go to work. This is number 1. Second example. Here there's a woman on a bicycle, on a bike. And the example says, she got on her bike and rode to school. She got on her bike and and rode to school. And the next example is this. What is the mean of transportation here? A train? A train can be a train. When I travel, I usually get on the train early to find a good seat. This is the last example. Again, when I travel, I usually get on the train early to find a good seat. And this is so. So remember, we use get on when we say board. It means to board a large vehicle like bus, train, bike. Bike is not a large vehicle, but this is an exception. Bike, motorcycle, train, bus, a plane. Let's continue. The second phrasal verb with get is get off. Get off. This phrasal verb means leave, to leave or exit a bus, train, plane, or bicycle. In other words, this is the opposite, yes, is the opposite to the previous one. Get on. Get on, get off, sorry. Get off. For example, I got off the train at the last station. I got off the train at the last station. In this case, the mean of transportation is train. Look at the picture. She got to her destination, so she got off the train. Let's continue. The second example is this. About a plane. We got off the plane and waited for our luggage. We got off the plane and waited for our luggage. One more time. We got off the plane and waited for our luggage. Luggage. Okay? So this is the second phrasal verb with get. Got off. And remember, this is the opposite for get on. Okay? Get on a bus, a train, a bicycle, motorcycle, plane, and when you get to your destination, you get off that vehicle. You leave, you exit that vehicle. Bus, train, plane, or bicycle, motorcycle. Okay, large, but not always large. Because bicycle is an exception. So we need to memorize get on, get off, bus, train, plane, bicycle, motorcycle. Continue. These are the examples. We read them before. The third phrasal verb is get in. Get in. Linking the words, we say get in. In. This means enter a small vehicle or enclosed place. Car, taxi, elevator, for instance. Again, we use this when you enter a small vehicle or an enclosed place like a car, a taxi, elevator, house, etc. For example, here there is an example about an elevator. When I got in the elevator, it stopped for a moment and scared me. Again, when I got in the elevator, it stopped for a moment and scared me. Important, let's practice pronunciation here. Got in the elevator, stopped, it stopped for a moment and scared me. Second example, a taxi. Get in the car, we're late. Get in the car, we're late. We're late. And this is all. Well, remember, we are going to learn 7 phrasal verbs with get. So far, we have learned 3. Let's do a short quiz and later continue with the other 4 phrasal verbs. Short quiz to test our memory so far. Number 1. I'm going to work now. I need to the bus. I'm going to work now. I need to the bus. What is the option here? Think about it. The options are get off, get on, get in. The option here is when you board this vehicle, when you enter, yes, we say get on the bus. Continue with the next example. It is raining a lot. Hurry up. Remember, hurry up is like move, yes, quickly. Hurry up in the car before you get wet. Get wet. Again, these are the options. And let's read it again. It's raining a lot. Hurry up and the car before you get wet. In this case, we mention car. So when you enter to the car, to a car or a taxi, we say get in, right? Get in. Get in the car, get in the taxi, or get in to an enclosed place. Okay, let's continue with the phrasal verb number 4. This phrasal verb is get out, get out, get out. Remember, it's very common when we speak English, we usually link the words, put together the words. Get out, get out. And it means leave a car, room, or building. Leave a car. So in other words, This is the opposite to get in. Get in, board, enter the car and the taxi. You go to your destination, you get out the car and the taxi. Easy peasy. It's a piece of cake. These phrasal verbs are a piece of cake. Example number 1. We got out of the car and walked to the park. Listen to the pronunciation and repeat. We got out of the car and walked to the park. Walked to the park. Next example. It was so hot inside that I needed to get out for a moment. It was so hot inside that I needed to get out for a moment. Now that I see the example hot, like it was very hot inside, I remember that this week, the last class was about this vocabulary. The last class we learned, the class was about very, very hot, very happy, parentheses, yes? Parentheses here. The last class was about very happy, very cold, very hot, very delicious. And we learned other words that we can use and that native speakers use all the time instead of very. For example, for hot is boiling. So it was boiling inside. We can say that too. You can go and see the class if you haven't seen that class. I invite you to go and see the class. All right, so let's continue. Phrasal verb number 5. Get along with. Get along with. This phrasal verb means have a friendly relationship with someone. Have a friendly relationship with someone. I mean, be in good terms. Have a good relationship with another person. For example, I get along with my coworkers. I get along with my coworkers. That means that I have a good relationship with my coworkers, with people who I work with. The next is this. Even though they are very different, they get along really well. Even though they are very different, they get along really well. Here we do not say with, get along with, because when we mention with, get along with, is because we will include in the sentence the object. I get along with my mother, I get along with my neighbors, I don't get along well with my cousin, etc. Okay, let's continue with phrasal verb number 6. This phrasal verb is get over, get over, get over. This phrasal verb means recover from something, can be a problem, sadness, or illness. When I say illness, I mean uh, like when you are sick. For example, a fever, the flu, a virus. Okay? So again, recover from something, a problem, sadness, or illness. This is one of the meanings. Later in another class, we can learn other different meanings for this phrasal verb. Continue. Example. It took her months to get over her breakup. She had a boyfriend. Yes, she had a date, and she's not with that person anymore. She's not in a relationship with someone. She's not with a relationship with anyone anymore. So let's continue. I finally got over the flu. I finally got over the flu. In this case, I recovered from the flu. Hold on. I need to hydrate my throat. Let's do a short quiz to check our understanding, to test our memory, yes, about the phrasal verbs that we have seen so far. Choose the correct one. It says, A, I get along my brother. B, I get along with my brother. C, I get in my brother. Okay, think about the correct option, the one that is grammatically correct. Is the second one. I get along with my brother. I get along with my brother. In other words, I have a good relationship with my brother. Let's finish with the phrasal verb number 7. It is get away, get away, get away. This phrasal verb means escape, to escape or leave for a break or vacation. Escape or leave for a break or vacation. For example, here it says, the thief tried to get away, but the police caught him. The thief tried to get away, but the police caught him. The last time. The thief tried to get away, but the police caught him. Caught him. This is the past conjugation for catch. Catch. In past, it is caught, caught, caught him, caught him. But the police caught him. This is advanced pronunciation. Let's continue with the next example. It says, I need to get away from the city for a few days to relax. I need to get away from the city for a few days to relax. In other words, I need to go on vacation. I need to go on vacation. Okay? So that's all. This is all about the 7 phrasal verbs that we have for today's lesson. Remember that this lesson is the part number 1, because later in a different lesson we will learn the other phrasal verbs that we have with get. So let's do the final quiz to finish with our lesson. Here we have the options are get on, get away, get in, get off, get out, get along, and get over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 phrasal verbs in total. The sentence says, after landing, we had to wait 10 minutes before we could the plane. The best phrasal verb to fill in this gap is the mean of transportation here is plane. So try to remember what are the phrasal verbs that we use with plane. In this case, we say get off, get off. After landing, we had to wait 10 minutes before we could get off the plane. Get off in this case means leave, leave the plane. The next example is this. The weather was terrible inside the car. So we decided to walk the last few blocks. When it says the weather was terrible inside the car, maybe it refers that it was hot, that it was boiling inside the car. So we or they, let's paraphrase, they decided to, yes, in this case, leave and walk the last few blocks. What is leave? When we talk about a car, the option is get out, get out. Get out a car, get out a taxi. Okay, the last one. When I was sick last month, it took me 2 weeks to finally. When I was sick last month, it took me 2 weeks to finally it. The phrasal verb here is do you remember? It's quite easy because here we want to say that we recovered. Recovered. Yeah, because I was sick, so I finally recovered. In this case, we say get over. It took me 2 weeks to finally get over it. Get over it. Get over it. Get and over, we join, we put together, we link the words. Get over. And later we link over with it. We say it. Again, get over it. Get over it. Get over it. Get over it. And this is the pronunciation. So let's continue. Here we have already practiced with get off, get over, and get out. Remember, get out is the opposite for get in. Get off is the opposite for get on. That's important to remember when we talk about bus, car, metro, train. It's all the mean of transportation. Let's proceed with the last 3 slides of this class, of this presentation. Here I have a question to speak. Speak. Think about an answer, yes, to this question. Who is someone you get along with really well? And why? Who is someone you get along with really, really well, and why? Get along with is have a good relationship. Oh, I get along really well with my mother-in-law, with my neighbor, with, and you mention the person and why. For example, I get along with my cousin because we always laugh, haha, and understand each other. This could be an answer for that. You can give me your answer in the comments of this class. You can leave me in the comments your answer. I get along really well with, you mention the person, and later you explain why. Because this person, tan. Next, when was the last time you got away for a weekend? When was the last time you got away for a weekend? Here we are using the meaning of going on vacation. Going on vacation. For example, 2 weeks ago, I got away to my grandparents' house in the countryside. It was quiet and peaceful, just what I needed. Again, 2 weeks ago, I got away to my grandparents' house in the countryside. It was quiet, quiet and peaceful, just what I needed. What's your answer for this? Now, let's continue with the last question. Have you ever found it difficult to get over something? Have you ever found it difficult to get over, to recover, all right? To get over something? For example, it took me a while to get over my dog's passing. He was part of my family for 10 years. And this is, we use get over when we say recover from a situation, from something, can be an illness, can be a problem, or any other negative situation. And this is all. So today we learned all of these phrasal verbs. In total, there were 7 phrasal verbs that we can use all the time in our daily conversations with get. Get on, get off, get in, get out, get over, get along, get away. And this was the part number 1 of this lesson, phrasal verbs with get. So this is the end of this lesson, everyone. Thank you for joining today. Thank you very much. I am so happy to share all of this, especially because I know that you will use all of this right away. This is my recommendation. All the new vocabulary and the new things you learned in English, use it immediately. Use it right away. Practice in conversations with other people. There are many ways to practice English. So, thank you very much and see you in the second part of this lesson, in the part number 2, to learn more phrasal verbs with get. Bye bye.